guys, welcome to Super Veil Sews. My name's Sarah, thanks for joining me today. Happy New Year, whoop whoop. We made it, it's 2024, hooray, I'm excited, I'm feeling very galvanised for a new year at the moment. So today I have for you a roundup of my top 9 makes for 2023. These are not selected by me, they are selected by my lovely Instagram followers. And this year, obviously, because I got married, the wedding post sort of skewed the likes, because there were sort of more wedding posts with likes that would have taken up some of this grid. So I've taken all of the wedding posts out, and you're just getting the 9 most popular makes as ranked by my lovely followers. I'm also going to add in a couple of my favourite makes from the year as well that didn't make the cut. Now, excuse the light. I've tried to film this like 4 times and the light keeps on changing. It's driving me crazy. So if I look like a big ghost and then suddenly I look like I'm sitting in a dark room, please don't be alarmed. I'm just having a mare with the sun and the clouds at the moment. Okay, so let's go. In at number 9 were my closet decor Carolyn pajamas that I made to get ready in for my wedding. The fabric was gifted from Minerva.com for these, and it was a bit of a weird situation actually, although it worked out for the better. But the initial fabric I was sent, I needed a bit more to finish the trousers, so I bought some, and the fabric that turned up was not quite the same as the initial fabric they'd given me. Now this worked out better because the fabric they eventually sent me, which I used on the cuffs of the trousers, was on a mesh background and was really see-through. Whereas the other fabric they gave me was less velvety. It still had the same stripe pattern, but it was just more of like a jersey, like a textured jersey fabric, and it wasn't see-through at all. So it was a little less indecent for getting ready in front of my bridesmaids and my mum and the photographer and the makeup artist, etc. Now, the Closet Core Carolyn pajamas I've made once before in a woven fabric, and I made the shorts and I wear them a lot in the summer. This is the first time making the full set. You have options to make it with sort of piping, a bit more fancy pajamas. For these, I wanted them really clean and simple. The sort of clean wedding aesthetic is very far removed from my actual normal aesthetic. I don't wear a lot of ivory or white in day-to-day life because I'm a messy person and I like colour, combination of the two. But so these feel really luxe to me. They feel like very grown-up pajamas. Like, finally, your girl's made some grown-up pajamas. Go me. But yeah, I can't wear them around Nala because they would be covered in her hair and slobber within 5 seconds. So they are very much going to be like when we go away on holiday pajamas. They're just a bit too luxe for my day-to-day life. The fabric was super comfy. It was really easy to work with, actually. I think if you ordered it off the website, you would get the more velvety version, which is the more see-through version. I'm going to see if I can find a similar, I don't know what happened with it. I never really got to the bottom of it, but I'm going to see if I can find a similar fabric to the jersey that I used for the main bulk of the pajamas. And if I can find something, I will pop that in the description box below. But yeah, they're just a very traditional pajama pattern. Do you know what I mean? Can't go wrong. I recently showed you this Nerida Hansen fabric, which actually you can see if you look in the mirror there. You can just see it, which is this large gingham print. And I'm planning on making some sort of more summery pajamas in that with shorts and a little top. And I will use the same pattern, the Closet Core Carolyn, but I'm going to do like the piped version. I'm going to make them more like detailed. And that will probably be maybe for the summer, but also we're planning our honeymoon now for next October. It's been pushed back and back for various reasons. And we're not looking to go as far afield as we were, so we're thinking maybe Italy. And I'm going to need some cute pajamas, do you know what I mean? So yeah, so I will definitely be making that pattern again. My 8th most popular make this year was my So Over It Sorrento jacket. Now this was a Jenny Stitches blogger project, and I was really pleased with myself with this one. And I get so, it's the main thing I've made where people are like, you did not make that. You did not make that. Like, I think because it looks like such a traditional denim jacket, it just looks like something you would buy. And I have to say, my stitching, guys, my stitching was top notch. So yeah, I went for a really classic design. I probably will make another one I don't know about making one in either like a lighter wash blue denim, or maybe if I eventually find a nice, I mean, like maybe a pastel coloured denim, or even a burgundy denim, like, although maybe I've already got like a wintry one, so maybe I need a more summery one, but I definitely would make another one. Maybe this year, maybe next year, don't know. It was a really satisfying process. It's obviously built up of lots of little different parts, but watching it come together and seeing it form such a recognisable design was amazing. All the metalwork is kindly in the machine. All of that, everything for this pattern, apart from the actual pattern, because I already had it, was gifted by Jenny for the blog. And I'll put a link to that blog post below so you can see more details. But that make definitely deserved its place on the top 9. I was really chuffed with that one. And again, it's actually quite, sometimes getting staples in plus sizes ready to wear is actually quite difficult. They tend to do like weird things with them. So yeah, that I know I'm going to wear year after year after year, and it's going to be really hard wearing, and I just want it to warm up so I can wear it again. Number 7 was the Friday Pattern Company Adrian blouse, which I turned into a dress made out of this royal blue stretched velvet fabric. Again, that was gifted by Minerva. I promise you everything on here wasn't gifted. It's just the sort of the first few, the rest of them aren't. I made this last, like, right at the beginning of the year, and posted it in like January. So this seems ages ago. The Adrian blouse is great. It works really well in stretch velvet. I think those sleeves just look lush. And I love the colour. The dress, the one bit that was a pain in that fabric was doing the gathers for the tiers on the skirt. It was a pain. Like, it just didn't want to hold the shape when it was pinned into. It just went all over the place. And then when I thought I'd sewed it all on, I took it off and there were like gaps, there were bits where it was a pain. Do not gather stretch velvet, okay? That's all I can say to you. But I think it's a gorgeous dress. I unfortunately put it into storage because I suddenly wanted to wear it for something this year. And anyone who knows, we are currently living at my parents' house whilst our house has building work. And it was due to take not very long, and predictably it's just dragging on and on. And we left in the summer, and so I seem to have bought too much summer stuff and not enough winter stuff. And that dress is in storage, so I can't wear that this year. But next Christmas, baby, it's coming back out again. Okay, my 6th most popular post. This was quite a surprise to me, not because I love the fabric and I love the pattern. But I just hadn't sort of realised that this post had been as popular as it was. So this is the Emporia Patterns Penelope dress in the Bumble Cottage Viscose Linen, which is one of the exclusive prints from Minerva.com. Again, this fabric was gifted. Sorry, guys. I think that's the last one where the fabric was gifted. So yeah, I thought it was a really cute print, and I think I initially got it with a view of doing something else. But because it's so detailed, I didn't want to make something that broke the pattern up a lot. And the Penelope dress has this nice, it's got a really nice fit, but it's actually quite a simple shape. So it's like a fitted lined bodice, big sleeves, nice gathered skirt, very pleasant to sew, really quick to come together. I actually have 2 others cut out the other day, and I realised, like, why have I not sewn those? I don't know why. So I'm going to get those sewn up hopefully soon. This pattern was, yeah, randomly really popular. I hadn't sort of noticed, you know, sometimes when you post things, you'll remember like, oh, that one, everyone really liked that one. And this was one where I just sort of hadn't realised how much people liked it. So that's amazing. And it's also made me think, oh, maybe I need to get that out again. I don't know. So obviously the weather's not quite warm enough, but I think when the spring comes around, I think the Bumble Cottage dress is going to shoot up my list of things to wear. So that one was popular too. We have another closet core pattern at number 5. So this one is a bit more of my traditional aesthetic. It is the closet core Elodie dress made using this sequin fabric from Fabric Godmother. Now I've got a sort of love-hate relationship with the closet core Elodie dress, because I do love it, but there is a fit issue I have with the neckline and I just cannot work it out. Like, when I first made one, it felt like the neckline gaped. And so then I shortened the neckline in the next one, like this version is with the shorter neckline. And then it pulled at the back of my neck a lot. And so then I'm thinking, like, is it actually that there wasn't too much fabric in the neckline? Is it that it's gaping because it's actually the, how do I explain this? That it's too short in the bodice, which means the waist is pulling it down, which is doing like a weird thing with the neckline. I don't know is the main answer. But I made this dress for, I had a concert in, I think it was early July. And I just really, I've never made a concert dress before. And I just thought, I want to give it a go. So I made this. Again, Elodie is quite a good one for sequins because the pattern pieces are quite big. So you don't have to cut too much. And I have to say, on stage, this looks banging. I might actually put a little clip in of me singing after this so you can just see. It just caught the light so beautifully. Yeah, so I just need to, it's the neckline, and also this pattern has a facing in the neckline, and in both the versions I made this year, the facing like pops out sometimes, even though it's stitched down. So I need to, I think, rework where I do it with a binding rather than a facing. And I do wonder, I've seen things sometimes like at the Stitch Festival and stuff like that. I think, was it last year? You could go and do like, you pay a certain amount and you get like 15 minutes or half an hour with, I can't remember who it was, but you can just take something and say, I'm struggling with this, help me. And I think that Elodie might be the one that I would take if that opportunity comes up. I think I'd go, this fit isn't working for me. What do I need to do? Because I just cannot get my head around like how to get the right fit. And I really want to, because the shape I think is actually really good on me, but it's just, I just don't want to have my boobs out all the time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so this one was very popular. Now I'm going to stop here so I can pop in a video of this dress under the lights so you can see it going boop, 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 boop. Amazing. So it was worth the effort, but yeah, as I said, the fit still needs a bit of work. Now, number 4 was a dress that I really loved. It was quite difficult to photograph, so I don't feel like the photo that got the likes is a great representation. And then I took a photo of it when I wore it to a wedding later in the year. And again, it just, I don't know, it just doesn't, I think in person it looks really luxe. And I think because of the type of fabric, it doesn't, yeah, it just doesn't photograph well. So this is my Tilly and the Buttons Lyra dress, made using a velvet organza fabric from Rainbow Fabrics. I like this one because I think it is both minimalist and maximalist all at once. And I just love when that happens. It's black. I don't wear loads of black, apart from if I'm singing in something where they require you to wear black. But I think because of the fabric, because of the structure of the fabric and the fact it's got the like little hearts, but it's also got the sheen. And then I use these really gorgeous buttons. Where did I even get those buttons from? I can't remember where I bought them from, but yeah, I think I might have bought them when I was away actually. Anyway, whatever. I'll try and work out where they're from and I'll put it in the comment below. Possibly from Liberty, but I don't think they were. Anyway, it's irrelevant, doesn't matter. I had made loads of lyras, and this is actually my favourite one, and I've never seen another lyra like this. So it was based on some other ready-to-wear organza dresses I had seen. What I sort of loved in this is when you put the tiers into the skirt, the fabric like doesn't gather in the normal way, so the skirt just becomes like super voluminous. It just like holds the whole shape. Now also in this fabric, not in this fabric, in this photo, I was just wearing like a slip dress that was just a jersey slip dress underneath. I have since made, I'll try and pop a picture in, I used the cashmere Upton pattern to make an underdress in Black Duchess satin, like a mini dress, which I think elevated the look more. The picture didn't get as many likes because I think the quality of the picture wasn't as good, and because people had seen it before, maybe, I don't know, but I think it like is a much more polished look with that mini dress underneath. And that's what I'm really proud of. I think the only thing I'd change is my French seams could have been a lot smaller. So I French seamed the organza the whole way through because you have to, because you can see the seams. And I need to work on making my French seams a bit more petite. But yeah, that's another dress where I'm like, that definitely deserves to be on the top 9. Love that one. At number 3, a recent one, so I won't yabber on about it too much. My Fabric Godmother peony dress in Fabric Godmother Emerald Viscose Jacquard. I've spoken to you a lot about this recently anyway. Lovely dress. I had to take my time to get the fit right, but it wasn't that difficult. I had to grade between sizes and do a full bust adjustment. The fabric is gorgeous, but I found really difficult to sew with. I had to unpick something and then it just disintegrated as soon as I unpicked it. So yeah, so I sort of enjoyed making it, but the fabric was just, I mean, it's worth it because I've got a very pretty dress, but yeah, the fabric was fairly stressful to work with. It just unraveled before my very eyes. But that dress is very popular. And then my top 2 dresses are both using the same pattern, which is the Tilly and the Buttons Mabel dress. Now, I do love this dress. It's got the sort of milkmaid vibe without being too costumey. And also there are elements that make it look like there's lots of detail, but it's actually quite simple to construct because, you know, it's a Tilly pattern and Tilly's great at doing those sorts of things. So this pattern has obviously been super popular with everybody. In second place, there was the first Mabel I made, which is this one. So this was made using a very reasonably priced viscose challis from Jenny Stitches Fabrics, which I purchased. I purchased them with a view of colour blocking, although I hadn't decided what on. And then I went with this. And to be honest, it's just not my normal colour palette, like these light colours. It's very like traditionally feminine. And I just wasn't sure if I could pull it off. And so actually it was one of those really nice things with Instagram where I posted it thinking like, oh, and it got so much love. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I need to wear this everywhere. So it really made me find the love for that dress. It's just very like whimsical and light and nice to wear in the summer, I think. And actually seeing both of these, it made me think, oh, that Mabel, I've got to get on to some more Mabels this summer because it's, yeah, I find it a very like pleasant pattern to wear in the summer. And then my number 1 most popular post was the Mabel again, but in this Strawberry Fair Viscose, which is a fabric, again, from Fabric Godmother, from their exclusive collection. I made this to wear to my best friend Billy, and his husband Bob's wedding. And I made a cute little matching bag, using, I think it's called the Alba bag, I think it was called, which is by, I can't remember who that's by. I completely forgot that bag existed until we just started talking about it. I'll put a link to that below. But yeah, I mean, this outfit's cute, isn't it? Again, it's not necessarily my favourite of the year, but the viscose linen fabric, this year was the first time I'd worked with that base fabric before, and I love it because it's like you get a lot of you get that linen texture, but it's just like got drape. It's actually much nicer to wear, I think. So I think it's a lovely little dress. I've got some fabric left over, so I'm going to make my friend who's having a baby soon, I'm going to make her baby a little dress because she loved that fabric and I have enough left, so I'm going to make a dress. I tend to not sew baby clothes until the baby has arrived, which is just a superstition thing for me. I don't know where that's come from. But yeah, so I tend to wait until they arrive and then I'm like, we actually have loads of new babies in like from my close friends. So between, I think it's the 23rd of December and like mid-February, 5 of my close friends are having babies. So 2 are already here. 1's due in January, 2 are due in Feb. So yeah, babies galore. And it's a real mix of boys and girls. So I'm going to be sewing up a storm, which is quite nice. Okay, so those were the most popular patterns as picked by the general public. Is that what I'd say? Not the general public, the sewing public. But there were a few that weren't in the most popular, but were some of my favourite makes for the year. So I just wanted to give them an honourable mention. One of them was my other closet Core Elodie dress. I'll pop a picture here. This was in a viscose linen that I picked up from Fabrics Galore. It was one of their cheeky treats. It was half price. I think it was £6 a metre, I think. And again, there were some fit issues with the neckline. I wore this to my friend's legal wedding, rather than the party bit for the wedding. And I just think it's a really banging dress, to be honest. I think it looks really nice. I think the fabric and the pattern combo is very pleasing. So I love that. Sorry, the light's gone like super weird again. I don't know what is going on here. Sorry, everybody. Then the other honourable mentions were for my by hand London Lucy dress. So this is a draft it yourself pattern. And I used a Duchess satin that I was given by Minerva. And I didn't expect this to come out as good as it did. I really loved how this dress came out. And I actually finished it too late to wear it to what I wanted to wear it for. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to find an event for it this year, because also it looks really cute with those platforms. Yeah, so I have got a friend who loved this dress and her wedding's this year, so maybe I'll wear it to that. So that was another one, and it's the first time I've drafted something like that, and I really enjoyed the process and the fit was good and everything. Then there is a more recent dress, which is the pinafore dress I made using the Upton expansion pack by Cashmerette bodice for the bodice, and then I self-drafted the skirt and I made this pinafore dress, which again I really like the fit. I think the finish is pretty good, and I wear it a lot, so that's another favourite. And then the other thing this year that was a big change for me was making bags. So I really got the bug for making bags. I made 2 big bags. So I made 2 bags for me. I made a bag for my mum, and I made lots of little bags. So the main 2 I wanted to show you were the first one I made, which was the Redwood tote using this William Morris fabric. Now, everything for this bag was a Jenny Stitches blog project, and I was quite terrified to start it. And then when I got going, I was like obsessed. And then I went on a bag making spree. So Jenny has a really good section of her website that has all of the things you need for bag making. So it's much easier to like get the supplies together, because they do take a lot of supplies. But again, you don't have to worry about fit. They come together in a really satisfying way. They're made with very sturdy fabrics. Bag making, great. That was like a highlight of 2023 for me. And then the other bag I made was the Range backpack, another noodle head pattern. And the main fabric is from Selvedge and Bolts, and it's a Dolce & Gabbana Deadstock cotton canvas. And obviously I'm a music teacher and a singer and a choir director, blah, blah, blah. So and the good thing with bag making is you don't need a lot of fabric. So I think it was something like £10 a metre or something. Yeah, it was very reasonably priced. So I bought some and I've made this bag and I use it every single day. And it is sturdy, and all of the other supplies were from the Jenny Stitches bag making section again, because it's just the easiest way I find to get everything you need. So yeah, so that's a combination of, I mean, some of my favourite makes were in the top 9, but those were just a few that I also, when I looked through, I thought, oh, I love that. And I was really proud of that. So I thought I'd give them an honourable mention. Now, I don't do a top 9 at the start of each year, because I did it once and I don't think I made a single thing on the list, because obviously new patterns come out and priorities change, and I actually just found it a bit off-putting. The main things I have are, I'm just going to try and change my approach slightly. So I am not buying any new fabric. So it's the 31st of December today. And I'd said to myself that from the 1st of January, I'm not buying any more fabric until I go to the Stitch Festival in March. I have done a bit of sale shopping, which I will talk about in my next Friday Sews. So I will have some fabric coming in the next few weeks, but it's all been purchased before the new year, and then I'm not going to buy anything until the Stitch Festival. So I've got so much stuff that I could be sewing up, so I just need to like focus the mind, prioritize what I've already got, and go from there. So that's my initial plan for the year. This is a not quite finished velvet blazer that I'm working on. It's the Fibre Mood Kai blazer. Again, you'll get a review of this when it's finished, so it's obviously very much not finished at the moment. Mixed feelings about it, but I will tell you about that later. The fabric, though, I love. This is a Minerva fabric again. It is a matte velvet. Again, the camera picks it up slightly weirdly, but it's just like really lush. It actually feels a little bit, it looks a little bit like what you'd have on a really nice sofa, but but it's like obviously less sturdy than sofa fabric. But it's just like, if I had a sofa in this, I'd be well chuffed. Anyway, the light's gone weird again, so I'm going to go. But I just want to say thank you so much for your support through 2023. I'm hoping to have lots of fun stuff for you in the next year, and just hopefully now that the wedding's out of the way, I'll have a bit more time to really think about what I want to do to bring more to the channel. And also I get to decorate when we go back. I get to choose the decor for our spare bedroom, which is actually my sewing room. And so I'm starting to have a think about how I want that to look, and that will include having somewhere where I can film my vlogs, where I don't have this mirror behind me, or where the light isn't going crazy. I know you'll miss the squirrels running in the background, but yeah, so there's lots to look forward to in 2024. But yeah, thank you so much for your support this year. I really appreciate it. And I wish you all of the best for the year to come. All right, see you soon. Bye.